What's up, y'all? Building 341. It's Caddy B, DJ Rubber Band. We're
Yep,
doing a little
yep.
different today. I'm gonna do a little intro and then we're gonna go into this Mother's Day thing.
We gonna do it. Today's Mother's Day, guys, worldwide, internationally, and I always kind of ponder what Mother's Day is and what it means and the meanings to it. I was kind of raised by a village, so for me, that means so much more and so many different things. So we want to give a shout out to my bio and keep it in the music theme. She loved Maze and Frankie Beverly. She loved James Taylor. She loved the Isley Brothers, all that Motown, just all that. And shout out to Caddy B's mom. She loved Jolene. She
Mom's loved
loved.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
She
Oh, she
actually
loved hip hop too. She
she did.
loved hip hop too.
She stole my Life cassette or my Life CD.
Yeah. You had a lot of women in your life that was feeling life, but I ain't trying to start no controversy right now. I gotta jazz you up a little bit.
That's life.
I got to give a shout out to just all the women out there that are mothers and not necessarily biological, just mothers. Women
Yeah.
that give. You know what I mean?
There's some nurturing women that just, aren't mothers, but they still take care of people.
Yeah. I
You
want you
know,
guys to hit us up in the comments. What's your favorite Mother's Day song? What's your favorite Mother's Day song? I'm going to tell this story, but I want you to put in the comments, like, subscribe, shout us out, let us know what you want to hear. But put in the comments your favorite Mother's Day song. And I'm going to tell the story. And at the end of this story, I'm going to say that person's favorite Mother's Day song. And I don't even particularly like this song, even though I love this artist. So the beginning of the story, I'm gonna set this story up.
yeah.
I worked as a therapist years and years and years and years and years, retired years and years and years. And I was doing multiple jobs, different things in the game, music all over. And which probably helped me be a better what I was professionally. So I had this case, and basically, this particular client was schizophrenic. She had 4 children. Man, if it was a bad thing that happened to her, happened to anybody, it happened to her. She struggled. She struggled her own mental health, just bad patterns and the things that she did. So all her kids were in the system.
And this was
And
probably in a time
yeah,
when
which was probably, good for the kids to
when
kind of.
well, I mean, for her to have schizophrenia back, even 10 years ago, you weren't
Right.
getting as much help as you would now.
Yeah, because you're not getting as much help now. I mean, may probably not. So she had a therapist, which was me. She had multiple therapists. She had a social worker. She had a probation officer. She had a lot of people holding her accountable for these 4 children. And she struggled, you guys. She struggled. So she would come and see me, and I know, and she was an addict too. And so I knew when she was cycling through her mental illness. I knew when she had been using, she prostituted, all that. So she would come see me on Tuesdays. I remember it was Tuesdays. And she would come in and they would say, my secretary would go, she's here, she's here. I was like, all right, all right. So she'd come back and I would keep it really light. And she obsessed on things. And she loved her kids and she worried about each kid and each kid's own personalities. And I really just I worked with her. She got better. She got clean. She stopped dealing with unhealthy men and unhealthy women, all that. And so and then she got into a program for women and she blossomed and blossomed. And she would always give her kids dream catchers. It's a Native American kind of thing. She would
Mhm.
give them dream catchers. And one of her obsessives, she would move her hands around. So making dream catchers kind of was soothing to her and different
Oh, yeah,
things.
yeah.
And so her kids was in the system for a while. It was a long, and so she had different ages. So they didn't really want dream catchers that much like that. They were like, hey, mom. And the visits got better eventually, and the visits got better. The kids were in therapy. Sometimes I would meet with the kids with her. It really got better. So this was coming kind of close to almost to where she was graduating the program and she was doing well. They was going to get an apartment. All this stuff was beautiful. And she came to me and she was like, I don't know if I can do it. Every mother I seen ain't a good mother. So how do I
True.
know how to be a good mother? Because every mother I know or seen ain't a good mother. And I have 4 with 4 different personalities. And I was like, "You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta create that narrative. You gotta create that narrative." We I was just and so she's crying, and I'm just looking at her in her eye, and I'm thinking about this because it's Mother's Day. Because when we say mothers, we just go, "Oh, they hugging you, they sweet. Oh, oh, oh." I didn't grow up with that. I didn't get that. You know what I mean? And people always say, "Oh, your parents." Anyway, so
Mhm.
we in the session, and she broke down. I said, "You done? So what we gonna do? What's the plan?" And she know. Got on the board, wrote it down. I had her write it down. I had her put it in her phone, all that. So it came down to it was Christmas, and she was getting anxiety because she had no money and she wanted to give her kids, gifts. So she found this kind of string and these feathers, because again, she made dream catchers. And she would tell the kids what dream catchers meant and how it meant to her and dream catchers. I didn't know so much about dream catchers until I had this particular client, and she was just a delight. And so, I would have food for her sometimes when she would come, or, give her
Mm.
resources and this and this. Never had an email, sat her down, got her an email, had to get her another email, basic stuff. So it came down to maybe 2 weeks before Christmas. And when you in social services, depending on your social worker and the fund, they give your kids toys. They do
Yeah.
various things. It's a budget for that. And even for us, even in mental health, it's a budget sometimes, depending on the funding. So it was no money for nothing. And she has this fabric and she's making her kids dream catchers. And I knew the kids are growing, I knew the kids, all the kids.
Yeah.
So one day I'm coming home and this song that I don't really like, Your Mama by Tupac comes on. And I'm like, people really like this song. It's all right. This ain't his best song. It's all right. It's all right. And surprisingly, my mother loved that song.
I feel
Yeah.
the same way, but,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It ain't really all like, oh man, turn that. So I get home and I'm like, I'm gonna go get this one. I'm gonna go get this one. I'm gonna go get this one, this one. And it's just, I'm gonna give them that. Nothing too big, but what they wanted, kind of. What I knew them. I knew the kids well.
yeah, yeah.
So she comes like maybe a week and a half left. She comes to session and she has the dream catchers and all that. And she's talking and she love that song, Dear Mama. And, even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama, blah, 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 blah,
Mhm.
blah, all that. So we go over, I go, so how are you gonna meet with them all together? You're gonna meet with the two older ones? We going through all that in this session, so to speak. And she takes out the dream catchers with the feather, with all the stuff and this and that, because this is in her mind and how she process. This is part of who she
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
And I said, what if we you can give them this, but what if we can give them another gift? And we got some stuff together for the program, and it was really me. And we want to give them this. And I had took pictures of it, and I was like, I wrapped it already, everything. Your name is on it, and they're going to be from you. And I showed her the pictures. And Caddy, she sat there and cried at like a soft, she just cried. And once she got to crying, because she know our routine, I go, so tell me how you feel. And we go through all that. And I go, you doing better. So better things are happening to you and give these to your kids. So we go through all that. She cries, she's
Yeah.
happy, she tells her story again. We go all that. I said, so are you ready? Because one thing that happens when women, sometimes men too, but in these situations, they feel lesser than when they're within the system. When the social worker's sitting there and the probation
Mhm.
officer sitting there, people judging them,
Oh, yeah.
somebody from
That's
their
all
family
people.
that support them, they feel judged. So they have to
Yeah.
get ready to go into this circle. And this is Mother's Day, and I'm sorry to go. And I said, you ready? You can do this. You're gonna be doing this for the rest of you. A mother. What being a mother means to you. So we go into the meeting. I give her the bag with the stuff in there. And so we had the meeting before we all, and so she has the bag. And so I had the stuff for my children and da 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 da. And so they go in another room and basically you watch them through a glass. Like you watch them.
Yeah, yeah.
So she goes through and she pulls out the toys and they're hugging her and squeezing her and crying and all of them are crying and da 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 da. Da. And it was just for me, giving back mother wise and then seeing this growth and kind of even me, the one I'm her counselor. And this is a good thing about good therapy sometimes when you're dealing with clients. You can learn from clients too. and what a mother is, experience with a mother. She got her kids back eventually. She graduated from the program. She got her a little 2-bedroom apartment that the system got for her. She kept it. She got a job. She's doing well. You know what I mean? She's doing well.
Yeah.
And so you just look at that, and every once in a while, a little bit after that, she will go, well, I'll go buy some alcohol and I just sit it in my cabinet. I was like, well, I'll get some weed and I just light it and I just sit it there.
Playing with yourself.
Yeah. But she loved Tupac, Dear Mama. And she loved that and the meaning of that song, Building 341, and what that meant to her. She got all 4 kids back. They all doing good. You know what I mean? Man, just blessings to her and her family and all that. And just redefining what being a mama is. And in the comments, say something. Let us know. Holler at us. Say, let us know you got some queens out there. Because there's a lot of queens out there. It is. There's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
queens out there.
Definitely.
I know a lot. I know somebody with 4 good baby mama, and they ain't even cool. So, B, how you feeling? How you feeling, Caddy?
I'm good. I'm good.
You light skinned, man. You blessed, man. You light skinned. Yeah, So
Yeah, light
holler
skin
at
means you
us,
get it from
shout us
both
out.
sides.
Holler at us, shout us out, comment, subscribe, all that. Let us know your Mother's Day stories in the comments. You know what I mean? Let us know your Mother's Day story.
Definitely. Let us know everything.
Peace out.